Hey girl, hey, welcome to Libra season. Okay, so I know I'm a little bit late, but welcome to Libra season because my husband's at work right now. I don't know when he's coming home, but I wanted to do this video because I'm like, I have not done a season video in a long time. So, okay, every time you hear like a zodiac season, what that really is kind of like a filter. So think about when you're taking pictures and you're like, okay, do I put a filter on it? Even if you don't put a filter on before you take a picture, or even if it's after you take a picture, you're like being mindful of how you're presenting yourself. That's how the zodiac seasons are. It's the mindfulness of how you present yourself during this particular time. Just like in the winter time, you're not gonna wear sandals unless you're in Arizona, where I live, because it's always sunny. So it's about just having the knowledge of what Libra is. Libra represents the number 7, the 7th house. I call it being on brand. When you are on brand, it's kind of like, if you know, think about Kim Kardashian. Something comes to your mind when you think about Kim Kardashian because she has a strong brand presence. Regardless if you bought Skims, if you know her from a reality show, or if you knew her back in the day, or whatever perspective you have about it, that is the filter that you have on her. Whether you like her or not is irrelevant. It's just the perception that you have. When we're thinking about brand and Libra, we're going beyond good and bad. We're going beyond I like them or I don't like them. It's a little bit more intricate. It's a little bit more self-aware. And it's because the aspects that we perceive others are the lens that we consciously put on. And if you don't like the fact that when we say, for example, we use Kim Kardashian as an example, and a lot of feelings come up, why do those feelings come up? And a lot of times those feelings can feel good or bad, but they're really just your personal preference because the person next to you could feel completely different. And tarot is not a place of judgment. We have to apply that same filter to tarot because what tarot is, they are filters of archetypes, and those archetypes have meanings, but depending on who you're reading with, they're going to have a different perspective. So I always encourage you, regardless if you're going to me for a session or someone else, always be mindful of never labeling the tarot cards as good or bad. Literally just kind of like take a step back and look at how they relate to you in the grand scheme of your consciousness right now. That was a lot. So what we're going to do is Libra is all about the brand, and the brand is how you dress. It's how you present yourself in the universe. So everyone is presenting themselves in the universe. Kind of like being on a cosmic runway is what I call it, the cosmic runway, okay? When you're on the cosmic runway, and for those of you that don't know, I am a FIDM graduate, the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, and I'm proud of it, okay? I graduated, when did I graduate? Like, I don't remember. I think I graduated in 2013 is when I graduated. But regardless of that, when I went to school, there was a lot of talk about branding and fashion. And branding, when you actually take a course, it's about your truth. It's about what you represent. And here we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is like, this person's holding a sword in their hand, okay? You might think, oh my gosh, that's a weapon. It really is, because how you present yourself is that powerful, but it's more than just a weapon. The swords represent truth. They represent your throat chakra. They represent honesty. They represent authenticity. Some people use their words to talk shit about people and say, oh my gosh, just using the example, Kim Kardashian, she's brrr. And the thing is that you might be valid. You, from your perspective and what you've gone through, you might be valid, but what you're doing spiritually and mentally is you are cutting yourself. You are almost like squeezing your own sword, and you're using it almost like a double-edged sword. You're not using it to speak life and to speak truth and to put your authentic expressions in the world. You're using it to compare yourself or to put yourself in the same arena as someone else. And that's what you don't want to do in Libra season. Now, Libra season is typically represented by the scales. And those scales are talking about that fine line between observation, admiration, or jealousy, or observation and hate. And the thing is that anytime that you spew hate, you're actually spewing it back at yourself. Anytime that you speak love, you're speaking it back at yourself. But the thing is, when you're speaking hate or judgment or fear, or you're projecting, and projection is just when you're not aware of the show that's playing. You're not aware of what you're wearing. Have you ever seen somebody who ain't got no fashion sense and you're like, that bitch can't dress? And I'm not saying that you have to like consider yourself a saint, but you get to define the brand that you are. When people think about you, it's like they might think something. There might be a collective consensus. However, Libra season is like, how do you perceive yourself and strengthening your strengths? This is the energy of Libra season. You must strengthen your mother strengths, okay? Because that is going to be your truth. Your truth is the dominant voice that you have to train, even when you want to speak negatively, even when you want to talk shit, even all of us have that aspect. But Libra, when they are trained, when that filter goes, I don't care if you could be a Taurus, you could be a Cancer, and it's like, it doesn't matter what your zodiac sign is. All of you have a seat 7, a Libra space on your birth chart. All of you have a number 7 energy. And so to strengthen it, it's about being congruent with who you are on the soul level. Your energy is almost like your clothes. It's what you wear, it's your brand. So when people talk about you or when you hear things about you, those are just the filters that other people have on you. Never, and let me repeat this, never put a filter of what someone else perceives about you in your life and take it as truth. If you don't like it, all you have to do is to start to craft that. So say for example, you're like, I want to dress, like I want to like be that bitch. I want to feel like that main character. I want blah, blah, blah. Start getting those thoughts on paper or start pulling tarot cards, okay? Because that's going to help you. Yeah, and so in the second position that we have, this is dealing with your almost like worldly accomplishments, and this is the 6 of Wands, right? This is Leo energy. So what's coming up is like this, she's on her high horse, okay? And sometimes people are afraid to get on their high horse because there's someone right there talking shit. We'll just continue to use Kim Kardashian as an example, right? We're on our high horse, we're popping our stuff, we're feeling good about ourselves, and there's people who have opinions, and there's people who have judgment. Look at how you judge others, and if you can dial that back, you're gonna actually balance it. So say maybe you're a comedian, and maybe you love to comment and on, you know, it could be on anything, on the Kardashians, or on anyone. Like I'm just using them for example because there's a lot of energy around them, what that is considered to be either good or bad. You know, there's not a lot in the middle. And it's like, first thing you want to do is take your attention off of anything that you don't like, because that's not actually fun. What it's doing spiritually is harming yourself. So with this energy, it's saying like, get on your own high horse, get on. And this is about a healthy dose of ego. This is not about getting out of control, treating people badly, and speaking against yourself. This is about giving yourself the space to professionally freaking just go for it. Like sometimes it's like, I gotta have this, have this together, and I have to do this. And some people are just out there doing it because they don't have those judgments in the back of their mind. And if they do, they just focus on their strengths. So in this season, go for it. Do the hair. Like, because Libra, the thing is, it can be considered a superficial sign, but that's just in its infancy stage. An evolved 7, an evolved Libra energy, an evolved filter of Libra is really about your authentic expression is so loud. It is so strong that it emanates in your clothing and how you dress and your preferences and who you date. This is called being on brand. Libra is about being on brand, honey. And it's like when you're on brand and you're like, hey, I don't know how I should wear my hair. You can talk to an expert. You can go to a stylist. You can make a vision board. But at the end of the day, treat yourself like that celebrity that's like, no, I make all my final decisions. And it's like, I love to use Kim Kardashian as an example because she's got like a team of people who do this and who do that. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what that means. And so for this season, it's giving yourself permission to get up on that horse, and be seen. And this is also talking about if you've already been working towards that, there's something that's going to come in that's going to allow you to be seen. And so it's like, preemptively get into that space where you're okay being seen because there is rewards. And it's like, how do you want to be rewarded? How do you want to be rewarded? Do you want to be complimented? Compliment yourself. Do you want to be recognized for your art? Focus on your art. Recognize your art. Focus on what makes you unique. If you want to, feel like this unfiltered expression, watch cartoons. Just watch cartoons. Get into that child mode. These are things that are going to help you get to this ultimate rebirth. This is death and rebirth, but you see how there's no face? Because you are the face of your brand, and you can always change that. You can always evolve that. Nothing is set in stone with energy. So this is a much better energy. It's talking about reinvention. So if you're here, you are drawn to this video because you're wanting to reinvent how you present yourself. And this is not because you're throwing everything away. So you might be like going through your closet and be like, this don't work, this don't work. You might be looking at your dishes and your cabinets and be like, if this was a cosmic movie, right? And you were the main character, and you looked at how you dress and all the aesthetics, right? And you don't like them, then just go inwards. It's like, why would I have dishes I don't like? Why would I listen to music I don't find? Why would I go hang out with this person if I don't? So it's almost like it's causing this divine introspection because it's beyond the surface, but the surface is an indicator of what's going on inside. And here we have the Six of Swords. And it's like, what I'm really picking up is like, I'm picking up like this could be you. And this is the energy of like doing so much to cater to someone. This could be a parent. This could be an elder. This could be someone who has just like, who's been beat down by life. And when you dedicate your identity to being, if your identity is I'm an empath, and that is all of your identity, every aspect of yourself is going to look like a caregiver. And I used to be a nanny for a very long time. So I understand that, like, kind of feeling like, is my whole life caregiving? Is my whole life dedicating to someone else? But it's not. It's an aspect. So this is just kind of a message for anybody who considers themselves to be a very caring, loving, giving person. Put that into a space. Put that into a business. Make it attractive to give. Make yourself the giver. You might want to watch that movie. It's called The Giver. It's on Netflix. It's also made from a book. But it's like replenishing yourself will give you the strength. You don't have to like go on these missions to help others. You can stand firm on brand with who you are, with healthy boundaries, and be able to show up for people in a beautiful way. And yeah, because we have the Five of Pentacles. You see, it's like this cold, this is like that winter. We're talking about seasons. Seasons are like, the winter is when you might need to rest a little bit more. You might need to just buy a blanket that's just so comfortable. Buy some new bed sheets or rearrange something in your home. And it's like, this is dealing with lack. And when you are in a lack mentality, you cannot perceive good. So it's almost like, instead of being like, I wish I had, right now, do what you can with what you have right where you are. Do what you can with what you have right where you are. And that's going to get you right through this storm, because what you're currently experiencing is a lack of nurturing, because you've been nurturing others, because you've been giving to others. You're never supposed to move from your position to go help others spiritually. You're supposed to be rooted like a tree, watering yourself. And if you don't have the capacity, then you don't have the capacity, because those people don't have the capacity either. So they're just going to keep coming to you to be that source with the Five of Pentacles. And then it's just going to be two of you guys who ain't got it. So this is like, give yourself permission to remother yourself, to reparent yourself. Some people haven't had those nurturing experiences with their elders, or maybe you haven't had that nurturing experience where you know what it feels like to truly just, when you were a child, like, wow, like I'm just going to go sit on my mom's lap, or I'm going to hold her hand, or this is like the energy of the mother. And so when you redefine what the mother means to you, separating it from your parent, but the energy of that, then write those things down. Write down 4 things that make you feel nurtured, that like you wish your parents would have done, or that you wish your grandmother would have done. And then when you can do that, give it to yourself. Selfishly, give it to yourself as much as possible. And don't apologize for it. And then what you can do is you'll be able to walk right through this without feeling like your brand is the caregiver, your brand is the help, like you are just only the help in this world. Because if you are overgiving, what you're doing is your signal that you're sending out of who you are. Your signal is just your energy. It's a fancy way to say your energy. And the universe is only responding to your brand, your energy. It's not saying she really wants to have $1 million because she works hard. It's saying that she's overgiving, she's not happy, she's complaining, and she's talking shit. That's all that's going to come to you. It's not what you want. It's who you are being in the moment. That is the brand. So learn what your brand is, develop your brand. I don't care if you're not business minded, become business minded. And even if you don't have a business, treat yourself like a business. This is like 10 energy is going to help you. 10 is like Capricorn energy. It's earth energy. It's when you can take a concept like business or being branding development and you go watch those content and you apply it to something personal. Because what you're doing is you're taking the strength of an area that you're not really developed in and you're putting it there. And that, honey girl, is going to put you in the winning circle. And with basically with the 5th house energy we have is the 8 of Pentacles. This is about being the star, the actor, the role. Now, if you think about celebrities and you think about being a superstar, TV star, they don't like, we look at them and we're like, oh, look, Kim Kardashian's not a movie star, but let's just keep it, for example, let's just say Cameron Diaz, okay? Cameron Diaz is a movie star. We look at her, we're like, oh, or whoever comes to mind. And we're like, most time we'll think of the red carpet, or we'll think about how much money they have, or we might think of a movie they played in. But I'm inviting you to utilize your pop culture references, because this is Libra, okay? This is Libra. Use your pop culture references to find someone that you truly admire. It could be someone on social media. It could be somebody on Facebook. It could be someone you know. It could be a celebrity. But think about, to them, from their perspective, this is what they're putting out. It's like repetition, 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 repetition. They're a factory of their own personal development. They're beating on their craft. They're cultivating their own brand through repetition. So it's about like every day. Like for me, one thing I did, y'all, I went in my closet one day. I was like, I don't like nothing in this closet. Everything looks the same. I stripped down my clothes so much to the point where I had like 5 outfits, and I'm exaggerating, but it felt like 5 outfits. My husband has way more clothes than me and way more shoes. But I was just like, I don't like anything in here. I don't like how it feels on me. I don't like how it looks on me. I don't like how cheap it feels. And I just donated it. I say I threw it away, but I really donated it. And when I did that, it was just this peace and this control. When you're on your health journey, when you're trying to lose weight, when you're trying to gain weight, when you're trying to define your style, when your hair ain't right, when you're in that in-between stage, when you're trying to grow shit, or when you're trying to learn a new skill and you're like head down, it doesn't have to be boring. At least feel good by looking your best, by at least feeling your best if you can't look your best. Be clean. Those are the energies for Libra season. That's going to really help you. And so it's the repetition of that. It's just the repetition. So throwing out those clothes, what it did was it gave me a sense of control, and it allowed me to truly tap into my own preferences. And when I did that, it was like I felt more like a main character. It's like I was wearing the same outfit all the time. I might have to look at my daughter. But I was wearing the same outfit all the time, wearing the same hat, but I felt like a character. Like there's this episode of Proud Family where Penny Proud was like taking off her clothes to go to a concert. Like she snuck out, and so she was like, oh, my real clothes are underneath these character clothes. And she was like, dun, dun, dun. And it was the same outfit every time. And it was like a joke on the fact that main characters in cartoons are always drawn with the same outfits for a reason. It creates a memory connection, and it also creates a brand identity for the writer and the creator. So if you can do that with your wardrobe, if you can do that with your own house or any way on a micro level, it could be your coffee mugs, it could be the jewelry you wear. Doing it with a state of intention is going to take you from that comparison state Remember, back away from anything that triggers you. So if you do admire someone who is a celebrity or who is got it together, but you're just kind of triggered by their content, get off that and go to something else. Watch Hoarders. Like, that right there will help you. Watching Hoarders, I don't know why I love watching Hoarders and like certain shows like that, because it's like, it gives you some perspective. And it's like these people, when their mind, if you look at Hoarders, you might judge them, be like, oh my gosh, their house is so dirty. Or like My 600-Pound Life, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe someone weighs that much. But then when you actually watch the show, you're like, wow, this person, wow, it makes sense. There's a connection to how you look and how you feel. There's a connection to how your house looks, how your clothes look, how you feel in them with your mindset. So the first thing you want to do is just clean house. Clean out the comparisons, clean out the judgment, clean out the closet, clean the toilet, clean it up if you're in that space. And it's going to really open up this beautiful alchemy with the temperance. You could be a Sagittarius, but this is that Sagittarius energy. That's that 9 energy. You might be seeing 999, or anytime you see 9, this is that alchemy energy, okay? Because temperance is the moon and the sun. It's like, yeah, I want to be pretty, but I don't feel like cleaning my closet. Yeah, I want to be in shape, but I don't feel like drinking water. Like, being in shape ain't just about going to the gym. It's about drink your water. Drink your water. Are you drinking your water? Are you drinking it? Are you drinking it? Because drinking your water is the first step of cleaning. Think clean in Libra season. Think clean, speak clean. This is a cleansing time. This is not a time to beat up on yourself. This is not a time to compare yourself. This is going to put you in that alchemy state. And if you look really closely, this is an angel. So you're going to have divine assistance to do this, but you have to just decide to get started. Because when you get started, what you're doing is, with the Knight of Pentacles, this talks about seeds. These are seeds. And how do seeds grow? With watering, with time, with love, with positive affirmation. That's how you get plants to grow. You got to tend to your plants. And like my plants, I was like, oh my gosh, my babies, because I was not focusing on that. And the thing is, it's like when you're focusing on everything else that's stressing you out, take a break from the stress in Libra season. And don't look at this as slow. Look at this as grow. And you will. So this is why I'm gonna leave it right here, guys. I'm probably gonna do a part 2 because I gotta go get my child. I'm a mommy first. But I really appreciate you being here. If you're here, you are a rare breed. And I'm not just saying that because it's true. I put so much intention into my content. I put so much intention into my learning and development. And like, Libra season is a filter for the releasing of judgment and for being on brand with your soul. Don't worry about keeping up with the trends. Keep on trend with your soul. Compare yourself to you. Do not compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to the Kardashians. Don't compare yourself to Beyonce. Look at people. They're either inspiration, and if they're triggers, let it go. Let it go. Make your environment beautiful within by cleaning, by cleansing, by drinking water, by going outside. Get in touch with the elements. This is going to help your 7 energy. This is going to help you thrive. And if you need help thriving and you want to book a reading, all my readings are a format like this. I record a video just like this. I use my intuition to see what are the areas of life that are targeted, because sometimes we have questions, but those are just the story. I go beyond the story. I go above the story. I go to the soul level. And all of my content is for those people who are trying to truly transcend and alchemize their experience and be able to have balance. And I've had clients be able to manifest fiancés, manifest weight loss, manifest, just Grammys, literally, like different aspects of their life unfolding just by doing that work. And I help you do the work. So if you're interested in booking with me, try me out, get a session. And what I do is going to be emailed. It's going to be a video. So you don't have to worry about your schedule. You can watch it. You can re-watch it, and knowing that it is exclusively for you. And that is such a powerful feeling, because that's going to be a part of your spiritual routine that can help you go to the next level. And if you're needing more assistance, the Queen Circle Academy is for that. That's when we do the coaching one-on-one, where we're actually live and we're on a Zoom call and we're like really going through the intricacies and doing 3 sessions to kind of get you there. Or I also have courses where you can go at your own pace if you're looking to kind of learn a little bit more about astrology or learn a little bit more about these spiritual concepts. But you're here for a reason. You're beautiful, you're intelligent, and you're on brand. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share all the things, because this helps the channel thrive. And when the channel is thriving, we are together in this collective consciousness on brand. Bye, guys.